Have you ever stared at a massive spreadsheet and felt that immediate headache? You know you need insights, but you just don't know where to start. As a project manager, I deal with mountain-sized data logs every single day. So today, I'm putting two of the biggest AI bosses to the test: Microsoft's Office Agent versus ChatGPT Agent. We're going to feed them a complex system issue log and see which one can actually identify trends, find the root cause, and give me a real action plan. Is the big boss inside Microsoft 365 actually the smartest tool in the room? Let's start the test with the Microsoft Office Agent. I started with the Microsoft Office Agent. I uploaded my system issue log and gave it a high-level mission. First, show me the key trends and statistics. Second, analyze the top 5 issues and build an action plan to stop them from happening again. Now, this is where it got interesting. Instead of just dumping a file, the agent actually pushed back with follow-up questions to clarify my goals. It even gave me different themes to choose from for the final presentation. Honestly, I was impressed. It felt like I was talking to a real analyst. At this point, I'm feeling pretty excited. I'm thinking, is this the end of my manual reporting forever? In about 15 to 20 minutes, the notification popped up. The presentation was ready. Now, as a PM, I'm used to spending hours on slide decks like this. So, seeing a complete presentation generated in such a short window? That's incredible. At first glance, this thing looks sharp, it looks professional. Let's dive into the details. Executive summary? It's there. Issues by category? Generated. Workload counts? Done. It even identified the top 5 systemic issues, explained the technical debt, and mapped out a mitigation plan. Honestly, I'm sitting here thinking, what else could I possibly ask for? In this moment, the Microsoft Office Agent looks like an absolute genius. But then, I saw it. Something didn't feel right. I pulled up my raw Excel data to double-check the figures, and my heart sank. The presentation is reporting 85 total issues, but my master log clearly shows 100. That's a 15% error rate right out of the gate. Honestly, it's a bit of a letdown. You'd expect a flagship tool like the Microsoft Office Agent to handle basic Excel arithmetic without breaking a sweat. But look, I'm not giving up on it yet. Maybe it just needs a nudge. Let's head back into the chat and ask the agent to recalculate. Okay, I gave it the nudge. The corrected version came back, and it's a mixed bag. The agent finally got the total number of issues right, but now the open issues count is off. And when I looked at the category breakdown, those numbers are still hallucinating. It's like solving one puzzle, only to have the rest of the pieces scramble. At this point, as a project manager, I can't trust these numbers for a stakeholder meeting. So, I'm moving to the audit phase. I've asked the Office Agent to show its work. I want a step-by-step breakdown of exactly how it's arriving at these figures. Let's see if it can catch its own mistake on the 3rd try. All right, we are officially on the 3rd try. I've given it the data, I've given it the corrections, and I've asked it to show its work. And I'm speechless. Not only are the original errors still there, but the data that was correct is now breaking. On the last pass, it actually had the open issues right at 10. Now, it's claiming there are 8. As a project manager, this is my nightmare. You can't negotiate with math. At this point, I've lost confidence in the Office Agent's ability to count this specific file. I honestly don't know how to proceed further within this tool. It's stuck in a loop of its own hallucinations. I'm done. I can't trust the final bosses of M365 with this log anymore. It's time to call in the outsider. I'm taking this exact same file, with no extra instructions, and giving it to the ChatGPT agent. Let's see if OpenAI can do what Microsoft couldn't. It took about 17 minutes for ChatGPT to process the data, run the Python scripts, and structure the presentation. That's almost the exact same time frame as the Microsoft agent. But the real question isn't about the speed. It's about the truth. Let's see if the 7-minute wait was worth it. The 17 minutes are up, and the file is ready. Now, I'll be honest, after the Microsoft loop, my expectations were low. Let's dive in and check the one thing that matters most: the accuracy. Executive summary? It's there, and it's concise. Overall trends and statistics? Generated. But here is the moment of truth. Let's check those figures. Wow. It is 100% correct. The total count is exactly 100. The open issues are exactly 10. Every single category matches my raw data perfectly on the first attempt. Let's keep going through the remaining slides to see if it maintained this quality throughout the whole deck. Both of these charts are spot on. The figures match the master log perfectly, but accuracy is just the foundation I need results. Looking through the rest of the deck, ChatGPT actually nailed the root cause analysis. It didn't just list symptoms, it connected the dots. The action plan it proposed is practical, and the conclusion ties everything back to our project goals. It's one thing to make a chart, it's another to provide a roadmap that I can actually take to a stakeholder meeting. This isn't just a slide deck, it's a solid first draft of my project strategy. So, am I satisfied yet? To be honest, not quite. While ChatGPT won on accuracy, the Microsoft Office agent actually had a slight edge in the depth of its initial analysis. It felt more corporate ready. But here is the beauty of an agentic workflow. I can demand more. I went back to ChatGPT and gave it a second, more aggressive prompt. I challenged it to dig deeper into the insights, just like the Office agent did, but to maintain that mathematical integrity. And here is the result. Now, look at these slides. Okay, maybe the design isn't quite as fancy as the Microsoft version, but the substance is all there. It amended the slides exactly as I instructed. And here is the most important part. Unlike the Office agent, which started breaking its own data on the second run, ChatGPT's original figures stayed rock solid. It added the depth without sacrificing the truth. That is the gold standard for project reporting. So, what did we learn today? We put the two biggest bosses in AI to the test with a real-world system issue log. On one side, we had the Microsoft Office agent, the home team, the one with the fancy templates and deep integration. On the other, the ChatGPT agent, the outsider with a reputation for logic. To be honest, the results surprised me. Microsoft looked like the winner at first glance, but it couldn't survive a fact check. It failed the math test 3 times in a row. ChatGPT, however, used code to find the truth. It was accurate on the first try, and it stayed accurate even when I pushed it for deeper insights. As a project manager, my job isn't to make pretty slides. It's to provide accurate data that drives decisions. A beautiful presentation with wrong numbers is a liability. That's why, for now, my workflow has shifted. I use Microsoft to find my files, but I use ChatGPT to analyze them. But I want to hear from you. Have you had a final bosses fail like this? Or has Copilot been your MVP? Drop a comment below, and let's talk about the accuracy gap. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-world AI testing for project managers. I'll see you in the next one.